Hey, hi there. Welcome. Welcome. It is your Mojo Moment time. Why I hesitated, I have no idea. However, we are here for your Mojo Moment of the day. And I'm really excited because today's Mojo Moment is going to be the beginning of a theme for the next 5 Mojo Moments. So that's a little preview of where we're going. And I'm really excited, of course, to be here with you as always. These Mojo Moments are tips, tools, information, and inspiration for you so that you can rock your mojo most of the time. And today, I want to share with you a book that probably many of you have read. If you have not read it, I'm going to say you got to read this book. It truly is a must read. It is one that I believe you should have in your library. Some of my early mentors, always said you should definitely have a success library. And these success library are books and audios and courses, programs that you will revisit over and over and over again in your life, right? There's some books that you just simply enjoy, especially if it's a novel, and maybe you'll go back and read a novel some other time and enjoy it for a second time, or dig into it in a different way. For the most part, when you read nonfiction, I think a lot of people will read the nonfiction and then set it aside and move on to the next thing. However, there are certain books, and there's certainly certain nonfiction books that are important to go back to because they help to lay the foundation for what I consider a mojo mindset. And there's some other books that help with having your a mojolicious sense of embodiment, right? There's some books that have will help you in terms of creating your space. A lot of the nonfiction that I make sure to keep in my personal success library, and that I'm encouraging and inviting you to as well, is all about stoking the flame of your mindset. It is it's underestimated how much it takes to keep this thing that's between our ears functioning and moving and on board in our life with what we're actually desiring. In our modern day life, there's so many distractions. There is so much that is going to take us away from feeling powerful, feeling confident, feeling connected. And especially if you're at the beginning stages of something that you're desiring, whether it's a business or a personal relationship or even a new skill, those can be the fragile moments. And when you're in that space, it's very useful and very effective. Look, my earring just fell off. It's very effective to make sure that you have a great sense of headspace and a mindset that is going to support what you're creating, right? Because it's so easy for the little sort of hecklers and evil worms, and I mean the mind worms. Now I have hair in my mouth. So in any case, it's super important to have these things in your storehouse and your success library. And this day and age, it's so easy, whether you read digitally or you listen to audiobooks, whatever way you want to ingest the information, go for it, okay? Today, though, what we're talking about is, I think, again, crucial book to have in your world, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Which, if for those of you out there who are like, I don't give a shit about getting rich, that's cool. You don't need to care about that, by the way. Although I think it's kind of a cool thing. Why not? Because, you can create more resources and have a bigger impact and support more people. But if it ain't your jam, the title of this, I also think can be distracting in that sense, because it's not just about getting rich in terms of money. This book is about being being the most powerful you that you can be. I quote, there's one quote from this book that I say all the time, which is, those who lack the mojo energy will never be enthusiastic nor inspire others with enthusiasm. And I was like, when I read that, in this book, I was like, hello, this guy understands, at least for what I've been talking about for years. And of course, this book was written at the early 1920s. So Think and Grow Rich is the book that I recommend that you have, one of the books that I recommend you have in your success library. And as you can see, I've got sort of copious notes and it's underlined and so on and so forth. These books that are in your success library, you don't just read them once. Because when you first read it, you are wherever you are in that moment. 6 months later, you ain't the same person. Next year, you're not the same person. 2 years, 3 years, 4 or 5 years down the road, you're not the same person. I first read this book, I don't know, maybe 12 years ago now at this point, and I go back to it and I'll, read an excerpt, read a chapter, read a passage, we'll reread the entire thing cover to cover again. And it always teaches something new, right? And that's an important thing to also remember. The feng shui master that I studied under for a decade, and for those of you who are new to me, welcome. But I was exclusively a feng shui consultant for almost 12 years of my professional life. And so the Chinese master that I studied under, he said, move this curl out of your face. No, he said, he always said, it's like, listen, right, of course, with a beginner's mind. And every time we were at a seminar and every time we were at a workshop, it's just going to be my unicorn curl today. He always said, I'm teaching you some of the same things over and over again, and listen for the new nuance. There's always something different that you will get out of it. And I share this with you, and I say this to my clients as well, with all of the Mojo content that they get to. It's a accessory and curl fail today, but that's just the way it is. So I always say to the ladies as well in the mentorship, like, listen to this material more than once. You'll listen to it now, listen to it again in 3 months, because once you start to use these tools and once you start to actually live them, you will hear something new the next time you listen to it or the next time you read this, and you will see and hear something that you totally missed the first time. Because the first time, there's parts of you that aren't ready for everything that the information has to offer you. Same thing with this book. The first time you read this, you ain't gonna be ready for everything that's in this book. That's okay. Read it. And then read it again in 6 months. And then just keep it in, I don't know which way this curl's going. Keep it in your library, and then, make sure that you pick it up and look through it, at least a little bit of it each year. You will get something new from it. So this is the overarching message of today's Mojo Moment. And what I'm going to do over the next 5 Mojo Moments is highlight something from this book that I found fascinating and I have used in my life for a long time now. And they are what he talks about as 5 keys to your personal magnetism. And it's interesting because these are things that I talk about with the Mojo and Mojo tools anyway. And when I read it connected to this book, which is also connected to you, your life force, connected to your mojo, which some people call prana or chi or ki. And in this book, Think and Grow Rich, he calls it sexual energy. We could do a whole live on that. I'm not going to go down that road right now. It's your life force. And to access that power within, there are 5 keys to your personal magnetism. And I will go over those, one in each live over the next 5 Mojo moments. All right, so we're doing a thematic thing for the next 5. So that's a scoop. And let me know in the comments, hey, have you read this book? Have you ever listened to the audio of this book? Was this the first time you've heard about this book? Like, what's your experience with this book? Do you have any? Or is this, are we popping your cherry? Are we popping your cherry with this book? Let me know in the comments below. And I will be back on the next live with the first key to your personal magnetism. And these are going to be super fun. And that's the scoop. All right, everybody, as always, sending you out there, you and me connected here. I'm sending you so much love, and get out there and go rock your mojo like only you can. And I will see you on the next live. Look forward to it. Bye for now.